Kia ora everyone. Welcome to Grief to Growth podcast. Or I say podcast, but really this is more of a platform for me to be able to share my story in my own words, in my own time, in my beautiful safe space, around the people that have loved and supported me and our tamariki throughout the years. And I couldn't think of anyone else to walk this journey beside me than my beautiful siblings. But not only is my beautiful siblings here, I also feel like I have a fierce army behind me today. You know, not only my whānau, but I've got my beautiful hubby here, standing so staunch behind me, viciously protecting and guiding the kōrero today to make sure that the messages that I want to deliver, that they come off in the best way that I possibly can. Not only to make my whānau and myself and my tamariki proud, but also Shawnee. So yeah, I feel like I've got a beautiful army behind me, including my tipuna. I feel like they're here and I'm going to draw in all their beautiful energy to deliver the messages that I need to. My beautiful siblings not only have been there since, beginning, we've spent our whole lives together, but more particularly, I feel like when you go through grief, when you go through really hard times as a whānau, the ones that you do lean on and the ones that are closest to you have really seen it all. And these guys have seen it all. So I feel as though it feels right that they're going to be guiding and helping support me through this kōrero today. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to my siblings. Shall we start off with the oldest, Tay?
Can I just butt in there? Did you both hear what she just said about us? That was beautiful. That was amazing. No. What do you mean? I've never heard you say something like that towards us. No. Especially me. I don't know about you guys, but oh my God. Crying, coming. Jesus. It's coming. Sorry, Tara. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just had to let that be known. Okay. Record that if you can, please.
Guys, I'm nice to you guys.
Gee, just got rudely interrupted there, but that's all right. I'm used to it. I'm Taya. Kia ora, everyone. I'm the oldest. So yeah, basically means I've been looking out for these three my whole life. I guess you could say the more private one, but I really wanted to be on here today to support you, Paige, and I know these conversations, aren't going to be easy. So, yeah, outside of that, I am a proud dog mum. I live in a caravan, and I love reading. So, chances are...
Boys, line up.
Whoa. Did you hear that, boys?
We love a bit of fantasy.
Yep. Love a fantasy. Love being curled up with my Kindle and my dogs. And, yeah, just getting lost in that fantasy world.
Can I also just say that despite Taya being a private person, and you don't have any social media, do you?
No.
Taya has been my absolute rock through especially these past 4 years. She's been everything that I think you've needed to, if you just needed that one person that will just go and delegate, go and do what you need to have done, your therapist, your confidant, if that's even the word that you say. Is it confidant?
Yeah.
But Taya, you literally have been my rock throughout this whole journey with me, and not only myself, but my tamariki. And you are always someone that I can go to no matter what. And there's been some really, really tough moments in, the past 4 years. And you've been that person for me. I thank you so much. And there's just no words. I mean, I do tell you, I'm so grateful for you. And I feel like there's a purpose for you to be a mum doggy because, you don't have children to be able to be like, hey, I actually need your mum. You just
at the time.
But yeah. Not to discredit my beautiful other siblings at all, but, I think...
I feel discredited, but...
Oh, the baby of the family, always. Just
baby of the family.
Oh my God. We were having a moment there.
No, you were. Me and Jay were just, lovely. I can't wait for my turn. Bro, like, come on, man. Give us a break, eh?
Shut up. No, don't bring me into your friggin' shit.
Nah, man.
Jesus.
All right. Nikora, your turn.
Me. Sorry, Taya, to take over like that. But yeah, I think, you definitely have been a rock for Paige and it's been amazing. But it's my turn. So, kia ora guys, I'm Nikora. I'm the youngest of the four. I'm also the own boy. I'm the
That
only
you are.
boy.
That you are.
Would have never.
Sorry, I'm the only boy. So, I think in that fact, I am the favorite child.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Period.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to hear it from everyone. But yeah, I think I'm the favorite child. So that's what's going for me. I also live down in Wellington, so I'm the only one that isn't up with the whānau. I live with my beautiful girlfriend Millie. It's just been really nice being up here with the family again, and especially being in a place like this, Paige. Wow, and being able to talk, about your story finally, and I think a lot of people, still, in love with you, and really want to know, a bit more of your story, personally from you. And I think this is an awesome opportunity to do that. So, it's awesome to be with, you two, Paige, and I can't wait. So, thank you.
No. Thank you, Nico. He is the favorite child, by the way. His mum and dad's just like golden boy.
Yeah.
He can do no wrong.
No.
Okay, we get it, but like he can do no wrong.
They're absolutely fizzing
This-
here at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It turned their world upside down when I left home. So, yeah. when Taya left, it was like, where's Nikora? He's home. But yeah,
He never worries about the oldest.
It's fine.
so,
Yeah.
I definitely-
So-
thank you.
Kilda. I'm Jade. I am the third child. I'm probably more of the definition of a middle child, very behind the scenes. Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah. It's either one way or the other, I reckon.
Oh,
You like to have it both ways.
You're either a Paige
Yeah.
who's like, out there, loves
Cool.
the energy, vibes, and then there's a me that's just a bit more chilled in the back.
what a
Chill, so chill.
I can't.
It was a word.
No, that's when you said chill.
so
I was
chill.
like, oh.
She's so chill. Like, too chill.
She's the coolest.
Oh my gosh. Well, can you blame me? I mean, I'm the third girl. Like, obviously, my parents only wanted 3 kids. They wanted the third one to be a boy, but hello, it was me. So I just had to be real,
Dad's reaction when he saw you.
He loves me though. He loves me. I am a mama to 2. I've got a little son called Kingston. He's 3, and a little baby girl. She's 6 months. Her name's Irie. And I have a fiance. And we've been together forever.
Since you guys were intermediate, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Intermediate.
literally
Baby.
at a year's
G-man.
age.
Don't say
Yeah.
that.
What? Say that.
Yup.
No.
Yeah, we met when we were in a
When you met,
7.
yeah.
So yeah, crazy, yeah. So, but I'm very excited to be here. Privileged to be sitting here and helping you tell your story, and I'm just very excited, and I know you're going to say it so beautifully, and I know you've been through the world and back, but I'm excited for you to tell your story in your own words with the support of us. But yeah, love you very much and very excited to get into the kōrero.
Thank you, JD.
So on that note,
On that note,
can you
You just mucked up her segment.
the
face. You can't not talk like.
no.
Oh, hello.
It's my job.
This is so cool.
Okay. On that note, could you please introduce yourself, Paige?
Yes. Well, I guess for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Paige, and I'm a mama to 2 beautiful babies. Arahia, who's 11, my daughter, and then my son, Kawariki, who's 6. I'm a nurse. I have my postgrad in nursing science.
Woo! She educated.
And a little fun fact about me, I was actually a theatre nurse straight out of my nursing studies for about 3 years. I worked in gynae, general, obstetrics, plastics, and acutes, and I absolutely loved it. I feel like it developed a lot of my OCD and like perfectionism, which I don't mind. Like it is good and downsides. And then after that, after I have Kawariki, I moved over to appearance medicine, which I love too because it's that attention to detail, and I just loved making women and men feel the best version of themselves. But I'm always a firm believer that if you don't go within, you go without. So it's about really the inside, and the outside is almost like that finishing touch for people. So I really enjoyed my mahi there. But about 2 years ago, I just decided to take a step back from nursing. You know, it was a huge decision, but I wanted to focus more on my mental health and be the best mama that I could be for my tamariki. Because I also knew that I had a lot more healing to do, and I wanted to be, the best version that I could be as a mama, as a person, as a wahine. And I knew that that would just flow into being the best mama that I could be for my babies, because I'm a firm believer that, you know, happy mama, happy babies. And they feel it too. Babies feel our energy, you know, our kids feel it.
Yeah.
So I decided to take a step back. But in some ways it was a blessing, and I'm really grateful that I was able to tap into my more creative side and passion, which is content creation. I know JD dabbles a bit in that too, you know, and it's
Devils. She's
She dabbles in it. He dabbles in that a little bit too. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I hate filming. Okay, I hate it. It drives me mad, and I'm like literally sweating making this content and going, you know, kids, get away! Don't make that sound.
Kids,
You know what
you
I'm
say
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. If only you saw the behind the scenes, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it'd be so stressful.
Yeah.
But, you know, but I love editing. Editing's my jam. It's my passion. I find it so therapeutic, and I love having this content in front of you and bringing something to life. So yeah, I've been very fortunate to be able to do that and work from home. And it's given me the ability to be able to drop and pick my kids up from kura, which is amazing, because, you know, that's just a blessing in itself. I'm so grateful I can do that and drop them to their sports and after school activities. And I know that in the long run they'll remember that. I wouldn't want it any other way. On October 18th, 2021, my beautiful husband, Shawnee, passed away in a tragic accident a few days before his 26th birthday. The day Shawnee passed was unlike anything I thought was humanely possible to feel as a human, you know, and the majority of my life since then, I've dedicated most of my life to surviving, grieving, healing, and navigating a life after such a huge loss in our lives. You know, this is the type of pain that consumed me, not only mentally and emotionally, but physically. You know, the heartache, the sadness, the anger, the frustration, all the emotions that grief brings, it can be so overwhelming and hit you at any points. But there also has been times of pure joy and connection and comfort and what I call like pockets of peace. Like, I love that word. And really, it's just been about navigating a new life and a new reality for me and our tamariki. It hasn't been easy. And of this year, in January, my daughter Arahia lost her papa tragically. And now I feel I'm on the other end of supporting my child through another loss, huge loss in her life. These are the two men in her life that she looked up to and loved. And, you know, it's a title I can never replace. And I would never want to, you know. And so this year, and me and my whānau have really been trying to navigate how to support both our tamariki through another huge loss. And it's like reopening another wound that as a mama, you never thought that you would have to heal twice. Yeah, that's been our journey. And so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess with that, I feel it's important to have a trigger warning in our kōrero today, because I feel as though there are going to be some heavy conversations that we do have, and I really want people to take care of themselves, to know that they're in the right headspace to listen to some of this kōrero. And it may be triggering, so we talk about things from grief to trauma to death. I hate that word death. I hate it so much. Oh, dead. Like death, it seems so final to me. Like I've always loved and embraced the word pass or passed away.
Death.
You're right.
Yeah.
It does feel like the end, but it's not.
No.
It's not.
There's so much more in the afterlife.
He's still with you, yeah.
Definitely. And I just want to make sure that people are in the right space to hear that. Yeah. But there'll also be some uplifting kōrero in there. It's going to be doom and gloom and depressing.
What actually made you decide to host this podcast here? What made you pick this location? It's beautiful.
Thanks, Tay. Thank you. Well, yes, as you can see behind me, I feel this place holds a lot of significance for me. It was the first step in my journey where I took 2 nights as a solo staycation on my own, and my siblings know me. I didn't go anywhere alone. Okay. I was never at home alone, or someone always had to stay with me.
Yeah.
And I think a flow on from that is the fact when I lost Shawnee, I say lost, but again, I lost him physically. I haven't lost him.
Yeah.
But you will hear me say lost. But when Shawnee passed, I I felt I lost my protection, my safety, and a big part of that, even through our life, like even if we would go down to the shop, we'd ring each other, and it was like when I was in Bali and they broke into my hotel room at like 4 a.m.
You and Arahira and
Yeah, and my whole whānau was staying at the resort, but it was the first night we didn't know where we all were staying.
Yeah, we were all in different rooms.
And so I didn't know. Me and Arahira were in the room by ourselves, and at 4 a.m, this guy comes and jumps right next to me and Arahira, and for some reason I was like, that's not I thought it was Kanan, my cousin.
Yeah.
And then something was like, no, and I turned, it was this random guy. I jumped up, and the first thing you would think is call my parents. They're just, they're in there.
They're with you. They're here. Yeah.
I called my hubby, Shawnee. That's like 30,000 kilometers away. My first reaction is call him. Like, hey, tell him to get out.
Yeah. What's the worst? I mean, you were carrying
the worst person.
he probably would have
when you were carrying his child at the time. I don't know.
The thing is, if that guy did see who was on that bloody phone, I think he would have probably shit himself. Like, out of everyone, it's Sean. Shit.
And bear in mind, I was 30 weeks hapu. Like, I was 30
you were
weeks
hapu. Yeah.
So he got kicked out of the hotel and his entourage or whatever. But yeah,
it's funny, the first person you think of, Shawnee, because he's your person. He's your protector.
1,000%.
Even though he's thousands of miles away. Yeah.
Probably training, but no, he was so fierce about protecting not only myself, but our babies. Like, so, to bring it back, that's why I struggled a lot to be on my own and in my own space, because just that I felt really quite vulnerable. So being here was the first step, and I feel like he guided me here because it's the beautiful Nico studio in Raglan. And when I came here, I instantly fell in love, and those that have followed my journey know I take comfort in a lot of the signs that Shawnee does send me, which are big ones are piwakawaka, fantails, monarchs, kiriru, tuis, and there's another one. Feathers. Yeah. Feathers. And I saw all 5 and heard all 5. Actually 6, the Rudu.
Numbers.
And numbers, yes, angel numbers. But I heard a Rudu the night that I stayed here, and even Sarah and Dave, they're amazing. They own this beautiful studio, and I'm so grateful that they've welcomed me back into their beautiful whare. And yeah, she messaged me that night going, can you hear the Rudu, the mopok? And I'm like, yes, oh my God. She's like, it's so beautiful. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, I'm like crying, like, oh my God, that's my hubby. But yeah, I take comfort in those signs. So almost felt like a warm hug from him being here. And I felt closer to him than ever being back here. And I feel like it's like nestled in nature. It's a bit of luxury too, which is a bit of pagey, not going to lie.
Yes.
It's like just
Is it agreeable?
Yeah, we all know.
Look at the candle.
So it feels like a bit of a full circle moment being back here. And this place to me resembles peace, grounding, and healing. And those are the sorts of, well, that's the sort of energy I want to bring into the kōrero today. Hearing the beautiful stream.
Yes.
Now it's just
safe.
safe.
Yeah.
Feels safe.
Safe space.
Yeah.
Wow, talk about short and sweet. Oh, no, Jesus. Thanks, Paige.
It's all good.
So I think, a lot of people will wonder why a podcast. I think it's something that is definitely new in the media world now. But why would you choose a podcast? Well,
I think if we had to take it back a bit, 13 years I came on social media, and I think it was Instagram, and it was really fresh back then, but I was 17, 18 and pregnant. So I was happy with Arahia, just started my nursing, and my friends and the people around me weren't going through the same issues I was at that age. It was isolating. It could be, I lost quite a bit of confidence with what I was going through and all my body changes and things. So I use social media as a way to express myself and be able to connect with others. And then I did my nursing and inspired a few other young women to, pursue into nursing, because again, nursing's so diverse, and if that's your degree, you can travel with it. And that was my big thing, is I could travel with it. It was a financial ability for me and Arahia. And then I met my beautiful husband, Shawnee, and we shared our love and life online. When I think about those past 13 years and how much I've actually experienced in those 13 years, I wanted to create a podcast where I could speak about my journey, to connect, for people to find comfort, validation, inspiration, or just tools to be able to help, not only yourself move through grief, trauma, or support a whānau, a friend through grief. I'm 30, yes. But
damn, sorry. Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Hell
There's no one else. Sorry.
You gave me a fright.
It was like that video. I'm 47. Damn. That's good. I like that.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, break it up.
I'm not that old.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm a bit scared there.
I know what you're doing.
You kind of scared me there. Also believe that my story is bigger than me. I'm not special. Just because my husband played professional rugby and he was in the public eye doesn't make my grief any more or less than anyone else's. And I truly believe that everybody has their own unique story that is just as sacred to them. So, I really wanted to create a podcast in hopes to connect, validate, or maybe inspire or give people a sense of hope in their darkest times of their lives, because I've been there, and I 100% can understand and empathize. But I do believe I haven't gone through what I have to not share my story. And, when Shawnee passed, understandably, I came away from social media completely. But when I returned back online, I decided to share my grief publicly as a way to articulate through words and make sense of my own grief. But really, by writing, it was almost like a form of like a public journal, like it was a form of therapy for me, because it made me feel, by sharing our love and our life together and our memories, it was keeping his legacy alive, as well as it made me feel closer to him.
Yeah.
So over the years, I've received many DMs, as you guys know, of people sharing their stories. And to me, I felt honored that people found me a safe space to be able to share with me such intimate details about their own life. And, the pagey of me has always been like, I've wanted to reply to every single person. And I'm not a half-assed kind of gal, and I'm not a surface level type of gal too. I want to give you my all, and I feel like when you open yourself up to your world to me, I want to return the favor and ensure that people feel uplifted when they leave my presence or over social media. So I found that quite challenging, that I couldn't, connect with everyone over the years and reply to everyone. I felt bad. So by creating a podcast, I'm able to connect with people from all walks of life, wahine, tāne, our rangatahi, whether you're at the beginning of your grief or deep in it or years down the track, or even if you haven't gone through grief or a sense of trauma. I do believe that there is a space here for anyone who is going through their own grief or
supporting somebody that's going through grief too.
Exactly. Tools to be able to help them. If you take one thing out of the podcast, I'll be, I feel like that will mean a lot, that I've helped one person to,
So, Paigey, why now?
So I think despite being on social media, I do consider myself a private person. So taking the step today is a little bit scary, and it's definitely out of my comfort zone. But I feel that there is strength in vulnerability, but I am aware that when you open yourself up, it does come not only with the good, but sometimes the negative. But my main thing is that I just hope that my message gets across and can help someone, and, it's been nearly 4 years since my husband passed, and I believe with what I've experienced, everybody grieves differently and at a very different stages of their grief too. And that's why I say you should never compare yourself to, other people's grief. But I also wanted to control the narrative in my own space and in my own words. And I knew I was always going to share my story. It was just a matter of when I felt was the time was right. And I also believe there's no right or wrong time to speak about your grief. I've watched people speak about the grief days, even hours after, losing their loved one and I find that shows such strength, in such a vulnerable time. And I really admire, people that do that. Personally, for me, I was still trying to make sense of my own grief and how to navigate that. And I had my beautiful children to think about too. I know my truth. I stand staunch in it too. And no one can convince me of my own experience and my own journey. And that goes for everyone else too. So I think today feels right, because I also feel that having been 4 years, I can take the emotion out of a lot of it and can see things for what they are. And I feel like if I did that like 2 years or even a year ago, I'd be like a blubbering mess the whole time,
We would too.
Which shows growth. And that's why I wanted to title the podcast Grief to Growth. So it's all the small wins. And you should always celebrate those when you go through your own grief, because when you look back and see how far you have come, it's not often we do that and look and go, damn, I'm so proud of that. So today feels so right.
So, Paigey, what is grief to you?
The best way that I can articulate that question, throughout the years, I feel grief is a devastating time of feeling the most disempowered you'll ever feel. And I think that just goes on with saying, like, you don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option that you have. But to define grief, grief is the emotional, mental, and physical response to losing someone or something that is deeply important to you. And grief doesn't limit to losing a loved one. It could be the loss of a job, loss of a pet, breakup, a divorce, anything that you have loved and essentially lost is a form of grief. And I often look at it as grief is love with nowhere to go. And that's probably the best way to explain it. And, there's no rule book. There's no quick fix. It's day by day, sometimes minute by minute, just to get through. And that's why I say with grief, you don't start with A, you don't end with Z. Grief isn't linear. It's literally up and down, and nothing prepares you for it. Absolutely nothing. And it's one of the most unexplained emotions to the human mind, I believe, because it hits you at a time when you were least expecting it, and no one teaches you how to navigate grief, and there is no rule book. And I truly believe that everyone will grieve in their own way, in their own time, and are at different stages of their grief. So it's always beautiful to have patience with everyone, that you come across when they are grieving. And, oftentimes people would ask me, oh, how are you going? I'm like,
It's a loaded question.
yeah. But again, like,
What do you ask though?
that people often
they come
don't
from
know
a
what
good
to say.
place.
They come from
Yeah.
a good place. And often, people you can see they're looking awkward or upset, and I'm like, it's all good. Don't worry. It's shit. It's shit. There's no words. And they're like, oh, yes. And you can see the relief off their faces. Like, oh, don't worry. Honestly, it's shit. And there's no words. And I think when you can say that to someone, because oftentimes us grievers, we tend to put it on a front, and we tend to mask a lot of our emotions because it's not for us, but it's mainly for you don't want to burden anyone else. You don't want anyone else to feel uncomfortable, and you want people around you. You don't want people to go, oh, no, better. She's grieving, better, go the other way. Like, personally, for me, I loved it when people would approach and things like that. But, the best way to explain it is like nothing prepares you for it, but also nothing that anyone says will make you feel better. And that's not to discredit your support and your people around you who are loving you and wanting to support you with, words and gifts but why are you smiling? Because it's true. Like nothing anyone says, you just want your person back. The only person that can fix you in that moment of grief is that something or someone. Why are you laughing?
No, this guy, I just brushed up against her and she just kept moving away. Sorry.
Hey, doesn't like being touched.
No.
Have a bubble.
She has a bubble.
Just respect the bubble.
I
I don't know why you're inching closer to me. Like,
Oh, what's this? What you tell me afterwards? Why did you touch it?
Paige is
Paige
talking,
isn't saying
like-
anything significant at the moment, isn't she?
No, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, Paige.
But yeah, like we had a serious moment. And then, I don't know how to come back from that. But I guess the reality is you will grieve forever. And I truly believe that my heart will not fully be at peace 100% until I see my hubby again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say that I won't find the joys in life again and build new memories around for me and my babies, and doesn't mean that I won't find happiness again. It just means that, he took a part of me that day. And I honestly believe that he took a piece of me with him, and I will want that to stay with him.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't it a beautiful thing, grief? I will want to grieve forever because it's the reminder of the memory and the love that he left here on this earth, and the legacy that he left, not only for me, but our tamariki, his whānau, and, the rugby community, his friends, just everybody. He was such a beautiful human.
Yeah.
But I do believe at some point in our lives, everyone will go through a form of grief or lose someone that we love or lose something. So I think creating open and healthy discussions around our grief is really important. And to me, and I feel to a lot of other people too, with grief, it's having that understanding that you can go 20 steps forward, 30 steps back, 10 steps forward, 20 steps back. It's a constant roller coaster, and having more compassion and empathy for yourself and trusting the process. I love the quote where it says, death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal. And I think that just sums up grief so beautifully, you know, and
Beautiful.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful quote.
You.
Beautiful. So Paige, what is it that you want others or viewers or listeners to take out of this, you know, from your perspective?
You know, it's the question is, why am I doing this? What is my purpose? And, you know, I want people to take away from my podcast that there is purpose for your pain. And I just want to encourage people to grieve how they want to, show up how they genuinely feel, because I think as grievers, we have a tendency to like put on a front and put on a mask, especially when we're out in public. And that's okay. And honestly, I feel like you need to do that because that's survival mode, and you have to put one foot in front of the other. I'm not saying don't do that, but I do feel that there is some authenticity in being truly who you are. And that's why I say having your core people around you is so important, because you can put on the front to the outside world, but in your four walls, in your home, in your whare, you can come home and be truly and show up how you genuinely feel. But that doesn't discredit for the fact that you may be out in public and seeing a friend and actually genuinely confiding in them. So what I mean by that is I feel like I've had times where I've gone out in public and, you know, caught up with a friend and, you know, how are you? And I'm like, good. And they go, really? And I'm like, no, I'm going to go cry now. You know, and I think that's just how it is. And some days I'm great and I look good, you know, and I feel good. But doesn't mean that I'm not thinking of him and keeping his memory alive. So I do think that there is a real purpose here for people who are either at the beginning of their grief journey, deep in it, or even years down the track. I feel like everybody from all walks of life can all take something from this, even if you haven't gone through grief at the moment. Like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. But I think there's you know, if this is a time and space, this will always be a platform for people to come to
And just normalize the conversation.
Yeah, normalize it like it's shit. Like, I didn't think I'd have to be sitting here today and having lost my husband and be able to have to talk about this. You know, no one who grieves wants to be in this position. You know, no one who has lost someone they deeply love chooses to be where we sit. But it's a part of life. And whether we go through it, run it straight and embrace the journey, or we can go choose a different path, which is okay too, as long as we come back onto the right path, you know, and it's okay. It's okay to take a detour. All right? A little one. But as long as you come back on your journey and know your path and know your purpose. And my purpose today is to help heal, uplift, motivate, and inspire, you know, someone out there that's going through the journey. And I really just want to say that please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Because, you know, I also look at it as I'm not any further along on my journey than anyone else.
You're still learning.
Yeah, I'm not sitting here going, guys, cracked it. Yeah, you know.
Hold on. We got a cheat code here.
Yeah,
I know how.
I know how. And you're going to sit there and you're going to listen to everything I say. No. Okay, I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to be a woman. I'm still learning how to be the best mama that I can be for my babies and life, not only grief. I'm still trying to navigate this thing called life. So I feel as though I'm not any further along on my journey than anyone else. And I do feel that in my years, I meet with trauma, I move through, I teach. I meet with trauma, I move through, and I teach. And it's just by teaching, I mean just expressing myself and finding connection on social media to help uplift someone. And I think that's the real power and purpose of this today, is to find a level of connection and comfort for someone that may be going through a really tough time, and finding light through the darkness, because I can promise you there is light. There is light, and you are going to have your moments of joy again. And I promise you that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was beautiful. And I think, you know, to hear that, you know, from you, I think we've all of us here have actually, you know, had a one-on-one with you and kind of talked about it. But I think now, finally, you know, being here and being able to talk through these mics and let it come through the listeners' ears.
is good. Eh?
Mean.
Mm.
Mean.
And you're ready. And that proves with your kōrero just then, you're so ready for this. And you're going to articulate yourself really well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I feel like even you just saying, you know, there is light. Like I, you know, a few years ago, I didn't actually think I would hear you ever say that, you know. So that's huge that you're at that place. So yeah,
Oh,
that's
thank
beautiful.
you.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Episode 1, eh?
Yeah, wrapped
Is that
up.
it?
Wrapped up.
Yeah.
Episode wrapped
Is
up.
that
Take
us?
that, no tears dropped. Yes. But they're coming. They're coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're coming. So
Oh,
awesome, Paige.
beautiful. Thank you. And I think it's more just a introduction of who we are and the purpose of creating this podcast and giving more insight. I mean, it's been 4 years, so I'm sorry. No, I'm actually not sorry.
No,
But
take your time, girl. You
Take my time, you know, and I feel like people are here for the journey rather than the destination. Well, I hope. So I really hope that, this reaches the right audience and that you can enjoy it. I mean, grab a snack, grab an inu. We're going to be here for a while.
Get the kids to your partner. And you just relax.
Relax.
Here we go.
Relax.
Sit in now.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll see you guys in episode 2.
Cookie jet.